Hello everyone, welcome to my 2025 first quarter book haul. This is something I've never really done before, is making videos, so if you really like to hear or just want to discuss what we're talking about, please make a comment or just reach out to me and we can talk about some books. I didn't really get into book reading until like 2020 when COVID happened, and I was like, I want to do a new hobby, let's do something new. So I dived into Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere series, which is several books. I own most of them. I've read everything but two books, which one's on my TBR and the other one I need to order. So for this first quarter, I finished a few books, and for me, the first book I finished was the most recent Stormlight Archive book. I got it when it came out. Was Wind and Truth. It is the fifth book in the Stormlight series. You really have to read the previous books to understand what the series is going for. This video isn't for me to go in and just talk about the story in depth. It's more like, here are my quick thoughts. If you want me to talk more about the story, I can. For recently, I actually been using this app called Bookmory, as recommended to me by a colleague at work, and I actually fell in love with it. Really like it. It's a good way of keeping track of what my reading is, the percentage, and there's a notes option if I wanted to use notes, which I probably will for now because like in 3 months I start forgetting things from the other books I've read. But from this book, as you can see, is a monster. I think it's like 1,400 pages, a behemoth of a book. Like, look how massive this thing is. Anyway, there's a lot of memes on it online. If you've read the series or know stuff about fantasy or Brandon Sanderson, it pops up. Yeah, even like behind me is my Sanderson shelf. Most of the Sanderson books here, I got some scattered around. But you can see there the big tomes, massive books are right there, the first parts of the series. And if you want me to go in depth of like my bookshelf, we can do that at some point, but it's really, if you're interested. I also have a TBR cart to my right down here, which I'll reset once I finish the books. I still have 3 books left, which are Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb, Yumi the Nightmare Painter, Brandon Sanderson, and then the next book in the series for that I've been reading for the Wheel of Time. I believe it's A Crown of Thorns, which we'll see how that one goes. But yeah, unfortunately, Wind and Truth took me a pretty long time to read. Like, I think the previous book, Rhythm of War, which was my favorite one, took me about a month to read. That was me reading every day. I like to plan out, hey, I want to read X amount of pages. For me, like, my job takes a lot of time, and when I get home, it's like I either have to pick my hobbies, either read, play a game, hang out with friends and family, or if I want to draw, it's really rare I do it, but I really want to try to get more into that. But yeah, it took me a long time to get this one done, but hey, I did it. And so I will say that out of the 5 books, this one, I think on Bookmory I put it like a 3.5. I thought it was okay. I had problems with it. The pacing for me was a little odd at times, but in the end, I did enjoy it. I had fun reading it. It was definitely a setup to the next series, which other booktubers or YouTube or TikTok book people will say the same thing, which I agree. I try to like read it, have my own opinion, and go, okay, I can totally see where they're coming from. It's definitely a setup for the next 5 books. But in the end, it was all right. So now the next book I finished in the first quarter of 2025 was I jumped from adult fantasy to it was middle grade, which I think the last time I read a middle grade fantasy book or just middle grade in general was when I was like in 8th grade. So I was like, hey, let's read it. So I picked up this series called Redwall. Redwall is written by Brian Jakes, and it's interesting spelling for it. You can look it up on YouTube how to pronounce it. I believe that is correct. He's written several books, and from the quick analysis or just looking over some articles, a lot of people say that the series has it's very formulaic, but again, he's writing for middle grade, and it doesn't really bother me. He basically writes the good guys are good, the bad guys are bad, and that's it. It's really straightforward. So yeah, in that story, you follow like a mouse named Matthias, if I remember correctly, and then as the story unfolds, you change perspectives, and you even get to the villain's perspective. He's like a giant rat, and like, man, he's evil. Like, it's evil to his own people that follow him. He's just evil. And it's very like easygoing read. I've seen things online of parents who've read it when they were kids, and then if their kids old enough to read it, they have that cool little bonding moment when they read it together. And so I can definitely see that, because it's not a heavy read. I read it relatively quickly. I didn't think it was did not take much time at all. But in the end, I did enjoy it. He likes to talk about food. The author does, and in the end, I liked it in the end. I liked it. I know it's not very descriptive. I apologize, but it's fine. Now moving on to the next book is I kind of stuck with I want to read another middle grade fantasy. Why not? And I chose The Hobbit. So The Hobbit, I actually read that. It was the one I mentioned earlier. The last middle grade book I read was The Hobbit way back then. I still have the original copy. I have like my Lord of the Rings shelf up here. It's back there somewhere. And that was a really quick read. I finished that really fast, and I'm surprised that they got 3 movies out of it. I'm very surprised, but yeah, it was a fun read. I think I gave it a 3.5. Redwall gave it a 3 on Bookmory, but it is an enjoyable read. You follow Bilbo Baggins; he's the main character, the lead in it, and it's a call to adventure kind of story. It's a more plot driven, in my opinion. Things happen to the characters, and they have to get out of it, or they change their perspectives due to the circumstances of the plot. So that was a fun read. For those who are big into Tolkien, read it. Yeah, it's written by J.R.R. Tolkien. Now, the most recent book I finished to end the quarter was The Sunlit Man by Brandon Sanderson, and I will say that I really enjoyed this book. I gave it, I think, 4 stars. Like I was thoroughly impressed with the pacing. I connected with the characters. I like the villains. I will say though, you have to read. In my opinion, you have to read Stormlight before jumping in there, because there's a lot of things that, if you've read Stormlight, you have a better understanding of the background, because you're in the lead's head. His name's Nomad, and if you've read the other books, you go, oh, I know who that is, and oh, okay, I see why he believes this, or I see where he's coming from with this, and how important his job is. So I will say, yeah, that story is like he teleports, shows up on a planet, and this. He runs out of magic to try to escape the planet, and so he's learning the people, learning the magic, how the magic system works there. He's trying to escape, but also he feels like he has to help the people in a way, and the plot just unfolds from there. If you've read his other works, Brandon Sanderson's works, like this character breaks the like conventional rules. He's very known for like his rules or his or laws or to the magic systems, and that's why a lot of people like them. And this character, something happened that he can like break those rules, and which makes it a very unique twist to it. So I'm really eager to see where this is going to come, like how is it going to unfold in future installments. But yeah, I really liked it. For the book haul, I got this the other day. I went to Walmart and I saw this in like the junk bin aisle. Like these books were like 75% off, and they were hardback. And I've heard of this series, and other YouTubers will talk about it, and I just decided to pick them up because I was like, man, these are $6.97. And it is Jim Butcher's The Dresden Files. So these are the last 2 books, I believe, of the series. Hardback. Yeah, they're super cheap. And when I was checking out, this employee at Walmart came up to me. He goes, man, I love those books, which honestly like surprised me because I've only heard of like people say they were good online, but never met somebody that said, hey, I really like these books. Now, the last book I got was actually in the same bin. I saw it and I looked on Goodreads to see its rating. I think it was like a 3.4. And it is Kel Cade's Fate of the Fallen. Fate of the Fallen. Same thing, it was like 75% off. Hardback books are expensive nowadays. Like let's look at this Dresden Files real quick. So its retail price was $28. Now, if you look at Wind and Truth, I got it like on sale, which surprisingly before it came out, it was on sale on Amazon. It was $40, which I didn't pay $40 for it. Yeah, so that is basically it. I will reset my TBR, but yeah, my next one's Assassin's Apprentice. Once I finish my current book I'm reading, which is A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. A lot of you are probably familiar with him. I've never really went into dark fantasy, but I'm like, 6 or 8% through the book. And yeah, it's definitely dark. It's different than the taste or the kind of fantasy I'm used to reading. But I'm open to trying new fantasies. Like I have some romantasy. If you look back here, my shelf, for those who know what that is over there, I'm gonna at least give it a try. I may hate it, may like it. I don't know. I'll give it a try. But yeah, I got some dark fantasy too over here. Then more of like the not so dark. I don't know if you'll say casual or regular high fantasy from Sanderson. I really like those kind of works. Or Lord of the Rings. I have a lot of Lord of the Rings stuff. I read some of it. Unfortunately, I've not read all the Middle Earth books. But I do have like the games I grew up playing and watching the movies, and So that kind of helped grow my love of fantasy, especially like Elder Scrolls, if you guys know that from Bethesda Game Studios. And I really look forward to other things. So yeah, if you have any comments or you want to just talk about books, let me know. If you want me to go in depth about other books to see like what my thoughts were on it, or why I didn't like a book as much as you liked it, or why you hated a book, and maybe throw those 2 cents at me, and we can just talk about it. But yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch this, and hope you have a good day. Bye.